I did not have anywhere to sleep for that night. And then the guy, yo, what's up guys, it's Rosebeth and welcome to my channel. I hope you're fine, I hope you're great, and I hope this video finds you well. My new subscribers, please welcome the family, feel at home. And for my oldies who always come back to watch my videos, thank you so much for tuning in again. I really hope you're fine. The world is getting crazier and crazier by the day. As of today, the area where I live, it got the red ample because we are now 86 new cases in the last 7 days among 100,000 people, and that means we are in the red zone. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, like always, we are going to try and keep our distances. We are going to keep sanitized. We are going to keep our masks on and try get these numbers down, because it's not a joke really. Hospitalizations are going high and even the deaths are going high. So it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Let's take it serious, people. Let's take it serious, people. And in the midst of taking things seriously, I want to make a quite easy peasy video today. A light thing, maybe just to, you know, and leisure, to lighten your mood, just to take all those heavy thoughts you have, whether it's about the future, about the safety, about the health, about the economy, about anything, just to take all that heavy baggage, toss it to the back of our heads, and just for these few minutes have just a light, simple, beautiful, happy time together, okay? And we are going to talk about things that you will love about Kenyans. They are just specific personalities that most Kenyans possess, and you will just love it, okay? And if you want to find out what those characteristics are, please stay tuned, and without further ado, let's get straight to it. So yeah, these 5 characteristics of Kenyans will just make you instantly fall in love with them. And on the bright side, maybe Germans can maybe adapt one or the other of these characteristics, maybe learn a little bit from the Kenyans, yeah. And the first thing that we Kenyans do is laugh. And laugh. Laugh a lot. Seriously, I think you can just detect and tell that's a Kenyan by how much they laugh and they smile. It's hilarious. And on the other side, Kenyans love telling jokes. Maybe not so good, who knows? But we Kenyans, we are just so hilarious. It's just in the way we conduct ourselves. It's just so funny, and people laugh over everything, over themselves, over jokes, over each other. I mean, I remember when we were in school, we were just we used to call it rubbing. So if, for example, I'm a Meru, and we are known to confuse the R and the L like the Chinese do. So we would say something like, stop looking at me, stop looking at me, because we just confuse the L and the R, or we just don't know how to pronounce the L, or we just don't know how to pronounce the L, in other words. And every tribe in Kenya has that kind of weakness in pronouncing whichever pronunciation. For example, if you look at the Luos, are the ones who don't know how to say sh, they will be like, you should look at me, she is so beautiful, you know, because they just have some weakness of a kind to pronounce some kind of words. And I remember in school we used to laugh our asses off if someone made some kind of pronunciation mistakes. I guess you at home you're just laughing yourself because I'm always pronouncing everything wrong. But yeah, so we can just laugh about everything, even mispronouncing, even, you know, like those oops, the Panen show, we just laugh in, not over the TV, but in a daily basis outside. You just laugh over someone falling, laugh over someone. It's just, and I think this makes life in Kenya so lively and so vibrant that you almost forget that, I don't know, people are not so well off. It just makes life easier and simpler to be always at a good mood than to always be on a down, depressed mood. So yeah, and when we look at the health benefits of just laughing, people keep young, people have less mental problems, and people are generally happy. It's just crazy. So that would be like a great thing that Germans could a little bit check from the Kenyans and add a little bit of laughter and a little bit of joy and a little bit of smiling in their daily life, right? I think that would be great. But yeah, if you know Kenyans, you know this is so 100% right, because Kenyans, they just love laughing. It's unbelievable. Yeah. The second thing that Kenyans do, and it's just unbelievably heartwarming, will be the hospitality. Kenya is that place where you can never sleep outside. You can never go hungry for a night, because you just need to knock at someone's home and you'll be welcomed, and you just need to get someone, I don't know, and they will just offer you something. I know there are I don't know, videos or films which capture different parts of Kenya, which show maybe a different, I would say, perspective, but to the 99.9%, Kenyans are so hospitable. For example, there was this time when I was still in high school. Oh God, I don't know. I've never told this story to anyone ever. And I think if my mom ever watches this video, she might get a heart attack. I remember when I was in high school, and you usually go home. It is like an internat, so it's a boarding school. And you go home over the holidays for a whole month after staying at school for 3 months. So on closing days, many parents would come pick their children, or children would just go home. On this closing day, I was going home on my own, right? So my dad had given me some money to go home, and I was going home on my home during this closing day. So I would just get into my bus in one city, and I would travel like for 5 hours and get to my home city, and from there I had to change to another matatu. These are like our minibuses, in order to get home. On this particular day, however, my school results, my notes were not so good, really. And when this happens, I prefer to go first visit my grandmother before going home, because going home with such a report form meant trouble. Yeah, from my dad and my mom. It was not a joke. So on this closing day, I decided I'm going to my grandma. So I traveled all the way from the one city to the other city. It took forever. It took really forever by bus. And when I arrived in the city next to my grandmother, I had to take another bus to go to my grandma's place. But when I arrived there on that day, it was so late. It was already getting dark. And you know, in Kenya, it's not like in Germany, where the sun goes down like for an hour and then it starts getting dark. No, when the sun goes down in Kenya, it just gets pitch dark, like schwarz. Yeah, schwarz. So it was already starting to get dark. I had just a few minutes before I can find this matatu and get in and hello to my grandmother, because being out when it's dark in Kenya is not safe. especially for a young, little, small, and I was really small, high school girl. Yeah. So while I am looking for my transit matatus to go to my grandmother, I'm searching and searching and I cannot find any. And this young guy, I think he was, those days he was looking like an old guy, but from my perspective now, I would say he was just in his mid-30s, right? He came and he's like, what are you looking for, little girl? And I was like, I'm looking for the matatus to go to my grandmother's area. And he's like, oh, it's already so late. The last one left already. I'm like, say what? Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, but do you have somewhere where you are going to sleep tonight? Because the next one goes in the morning. I'm like, oh shit. I am so dead. I am so lost. I was so dead. And I'm like, no, I don't really know where I can sleep. It's not like those days we had mobile phones. I would just remove from my pocket and call my dad or my mom, can you pick me up or something? No. It was to be, if you want to call somebody, you have to find someone who has a house phone, and then you have to go to like a telephone booth, go ask. It was complicated. Anyway, yeah, I did not have anywhere to sleep for that night. And then the guy just picks up my bag, puts in his bag, and he's like, come follow me, I will show you somewhere you can sleep. That time I was like, Rose, run for your life. You are so lost. I don't know why I did not run. I was like, maybe if I stay here, I will die. If I follow him, I will die. What does it make for a difference not to try? So I was like going behind him. He's like in front in my bag, and I'm like this small little girl running behind this old guy who is holding his bag. And it was not like he was going somewhere straight where there are people or something. It was, by this time it was already dark, right? So there were lights on, and he was not going any straight way. Really, he was just going these small little curvy ways, passing by pubs where I can see people drinking and talking, and I was like, oh God, Rose, where is he taking you? Where is he taking you? Please run away. Please run away. I'm like, I don't know why I ignored those voices, and I just kept following the guy. We walked like 10 minutes. We did not talk much. I was just walking behind him, and he was walking in front of me, and I was just like a faithful follower, I would say so. So I followed him, and then we came to this area which looked like almost estate-like. So they were like living houses, and I was like, okay. But there was no one outside. If you know Kenya, if they are these kind of houses, they are always fenced. They are always fenced, and there is always a gate. Fence, like, it could be made of concrete, could be made of stone, could be made of some fences like trees, but there is always a fence, and then there is a gate. So there was no one outside. I could see the lights were on in these houses, so people live there, but there was no one. If anything would happen to me and I would scream, I don't know if they would even hear me. So we walk, and we come to this area, and all of a sudden he stops and rings at the gate of some place, and I'm like, oh, thank God, he's, I think, really calling people. I hope it's like the right kind of people. And then comes this young woman, and he's like, this young girl, she just came from school, wanted to go visit her grandmother, but the last matatu left, so she cannot go anywhere. Is it okay if she can sleep at your place? And the lady was like, oh, of course, what's your name? Come in, please go get her some tea. And it was like a family of 4, and they had a maid, so the father, the dad, and there were 2 girls, like, I think one was 13 and the other one was like 5, and they were watching TV. So I sat with them, we watched TV. It was like, I was like, really? They just took me in like that? I was like part of the family. food was served, we all ate, they made for me the bed, and I was like, no questions asked, nothing, really. It's like, the girl needs somewhere to sleep, can you please help her sleep tonight, and then tomorrow she can just go visit her grandmother. That night, I slept like so good. They made me like the best bed, and it was like, wow. And the morning they made me breakfast with like bacon and sausages and toast and jam and honey. It was like a feast. And then I was eating and finishing, and my and this woman was asking me if I know where to go and get the matatus to my grandmother's, and I'm like, yes, but I'm not sure how to get there from there. So she's like, oh, it's okay, the 13-year-old girl will take me. And then when I was leaving, she gave me like 50 bob in the hand. She's like, yeah, there you have your transport. I was like, really? I could not believe that there are such kind of people. I had never been exposed to that kind of hospitality. I was like overwhelmed. I was really like, my heart was melting. It was overflowing with thankfulness. And so we went with the little girl. She took me to the station. She told me this is where we get the matatus. And she's like, yeah, it was so nice getting to know me. And up to this day, I still think of that family. Even when I pray, I remember that family. I'm like, can you please, God, can you just give them all the abundance they need? Can you just flood them with your blessings, with your joy? Because that kind of hospitality, I never thought happens. But yeah, that's Kenya. Kenyans are so hospitable. It's unbelievable. And this is the character that you will make you just instantly fall in love with them. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, so nice. The third thing that will make you instantly fall in love with Kenyans is like, Kenyans are the kings and queens of chillaxing. Whoa, those people, we have no idea of stress. What are you stressing about, my dear? Why? We know how to chill. Huh? No hurry, my dear. Where to? Why? it's like we embrace life. We embrace the moments. You know, all those people who write those self-help books about how to enjoy the moment and the today. Those, I don't know, they must have studied Kenyans, because we know how to chill. We know how to not hurry. We know how to just don't stress up over anything. Yeah, we were really blessed with that kind of virtue. It's something that I think, yeah, and I think this is something that Germans can just take a glance and learn a little bit of that. So in Kenya, if it is Sunday service, which is supposed to be like an hour, it's going to take 3 hours, and no one will really care. You know how in Germany, when a Sunday service sermon is supposed to take like 20 minutes and it's already 21 and people are already starting to get nervous. Why is it taking so long? Why is he extending the time? Kenyans will be there for 3 more hours and you not see anyone moving or going or doing. They will still be there. It's like, what? It will just be a relaxed mood. Yeah. So Kenyans, we know how to chill. The fourth thing that will make you love Kenyans will be the expressiveness. Oh my God. I think you get that kind of from me, because I also love expressing myself with my mouth, my nose, my eyes, my ears, every part of me is used to express something. We love expressing ourselves, and it's not just the gestures, it's also the voice tone. It's just you know, those expressions you put in a sentence just to have the right kind of emphasis on the right kind of word, and it's that kind of expressions that every Kenyan knows what they means, like "ai," you know, those kind of expressions, or something like, or that. These are expressions which, when you do them, every Kenyan will know what you mean, and it's just so interesting because they will make every story they are telling or everything they are trying to imply just as emotional and lively as possible. Kenyans are going to put all kinds of, I don't know, expressive mimic and tonations and everything into that story till it almost comes to life. It's crazy. So yeah, Kenyans, we are so expressive and we love being expressive. It's crazy. Yeah. The fifth thing that Kenyans do that will make you just love them would be the love for color. And this is also something that I think Germans could just learn a little bit from the Kenyans. And Kenyans don't like looking so nude and, you know, pale and dark. No, Kenyans love to pop that yellow and pop that orange, and it's just like having some color in their life. And I'm not just talking about the fashion. The fashion, well, yes, they'll just be rocking that, I don't know, floral dress with orange and I don't know, yellow, red flowers, or they'll be just rocking that suit which is like, you know, yellow, or that suit which is like baby blue. They will just have some color in their fashion, but they also have some color in their homes, in their lives, in their offices. There will just be that popping color everywhere. And if you ask me, color makes everything just, I don't know, shine. It just makes everything brighter. It makes a dark day look beautiful. It's just appealing to the eye, just to have that some color pop up somewhere. So yeah, the love for color is one thing that will make you love Kenyans. Yeah. So yeah, those were my 5 traits of Kenyans that will make you instantly fall in love with them. Do you know any Kenyans? And if you do, let me know. Did you like trace or identify any of these 5 characteristics in any of those Kenyans that you know? Please let me know in the comments below. And if there is something I got wrong, I also love if you could just correct me, rectify me, and let me know what you think. If you're Kenyan, can you identify with these characteristics? Let me also know at the comments below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this far. If you've not subscribed, please do. Let us grow together. Yeah, let's form this growing community where we can learn from each other and just become better people tomorrow because of, yeah, each other. Otherwise, I will love and leave you. Thank you so much for your support. And let me see you in my next video. Please stay safe, optimistic, and please stay safe. I will love